The next church is Philadelphia. Philadelphia. All right, so this is an interesting city. You can see the ancient ruins of the city right there. So Philadelphia is the youngest of these cities. You can see some of their Colosseum. And it was originally founded as a missionary outpost, not for Christianity, but for Hellenism. And this was the culture of ancient Greece. So we don't think of there being missionaries for Greek culture. How weird. But that is exactly why Philadelphia was founded, to spread this Greek culture, the manners, the customs, the language, the culture of ancient Greece. And so that is why Philadelphia was founded as this Hellenism, a missionary city for Hellenism. So the city of Philadelphia was also extremely rich, and let's see. So yeah, it was very prosperous. Sorry, I lost my place in my notes. It was very prosperous, and it also commanded one of the greatest highways in the ancient world that started in Philadelphia and then went out from Europe all the way to the east. So it was like a gateway to the east. So that's very important. Jesus is actually going to allude to that in his letter. So it was known for beautiful buildings, and it was also known for earthquakes. They had a lot of earthquakes. So here's what Jesus says to the church in Philadelphia. He says to the angel of the church in Philadelphia, right, he who is holy, who is true, who has the key of David, who opens and no one shuts, and who shuts and no one opens. He says this, I know your deeds. Okay, so he's talking about his sovereignty and the way that he is the gatekeeper. Jesus is the real gatekeeper who has the keys, okay? Behold, I know your deeds. Behold, I have put before you an open door, which no one can shut, because you have a little power and have followed my word. So remember, they have this great highway. Okay, so they are a gateway to the east. So they were founded as a missionary city for Hellenism, but they are also a missionary city for Jesus Christ. And they are a gateway to the spreading the word of Jesus Christ to the east, okay, and to the rest of the known world, okay? And he says, because you have a little power and have followed my word and have not denied my name, behold, I will make those of the synagogue of Satan who say that they are Jews but are not and lie, I will make them come and bow down before your feet and make them know that I have loved you. So here's these people, these imposters who say they are Jewish people, but are actually the synagogue of Satan, okay? And he's mentioning them again. So that was going on back then. I think it's going on today. Okay, he says, because you have kept my word of perseverance, I also will keep you from the hour of testing, that hour which is about to come upon the whole world to test those who live on the earth. I am coming quickly. Hold firmly to what you have so that no one will take your crown. So this is the letter that every church wants to receive, as opposed to the letter that Smyrna received, because here Jesus is saying, I'm going to protect you from the testing and from the persecution. So the one who overcomes, I will make him a pillar in the temple of my God, and he will not go out from it anymore. And I will write on him the name of my God and the name of the city of my God, the New Jerusalem, which comes down out of heaven from my God, and my new name. The one who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. Okay, one quick little note. This is so interesting. So because Philadelphia had so many earthquakes, so the type of architecture that they had at the time, this kind of architecture. So in an earthquake, these buildings, many of them would crumble and they would fall. And the only thing that would be left would be the pillars, the columns, just like you see here. That's why this is the strongest part of the structure. So that's why in these ruins, you see these columns are still standing when everything else has fallen. And so because they had so many earthquakes, the Philadelphia Christians would have all around them, they would see these buildings that have crumbled during the earthquakes, but they still had the pillars standing. And so they would have known that the pillars are the strongest part of the entire structure. And so Jesus says that if you overcome, I will make you a pillar in the temple of my God. And he says, and he will not go out from it anymore. So that's very interesting, because when the earthquakes hit, the people in Philadelphia would all run out of the city into the countryside outside of the city to not, to be safe from falling debris and these buildings crumbling. And so Jesus is telling them that at some point, if you overcome and you're reigning with me, you will not have to be running out of your city anymore, out of your temples, because you will be safe. Okay, so that is Philadelphia.